Hello everyone, it's me, Max23, and welcome back to the Pokemon White version Randomizer Nuzlocke challenge. So sit back and enjoy. Oh boy guys, if the last episode was the finale, then this is the absolute finale. Yeah, last episode, in an absolute wild twist, both Shendel and Backrooms the Palkia died. Oh my goodness, those are two incredibly heavy losses to the entire team here. And yeah, now we need to fight Alder. I wanted to take a small break in between the Elite Four now and Alder, and I think that was actually a very good idea because I did actually come up with some plans here. I take the item here. But yeah, I have some plans here. First of all, I did replenish some PP, and I also did teach some new moves. I also changed items, because we're going for the full-on hyper-offensive strategy right now. So, Luxray still has the same moves, everything is PP replenished, but the item Luxray is carrying now is actually pretty symbolic for all the items my Pokemon are carrying right now. It is a Dark Gem. And 3 out of 4 Pokemon are carrying a gem. The idea is that I'm able to dish out enough damage so that I can one-shot some of his Pokemon. And as such, can get the advantage real quick. That is the strategy at least. And Dark Gem, of course, here is less than optimal because it's gonna be Crunch, and Crunch is not Step, and but still would be nice probably for maybe a Ghost-type Pokemon, Psychic-type Pokemon. So, yeah, Dark Gem it is. Shiny is the least spectacular of the group here. Shiny is still Shiny, he didn't learn anything new. Still comes with Psyshock, Reflect, Thunder Wave, Light Screen here. Screen setting is gonna be very important, and so I think is skillfully switching in and out Lion here to trigger the Intimidate effect. I think that's gonna be key to survival here. But yeah, next thing is Explorer of Sky. Explorer of Sky got the Grass Gem now to hopefully one-shot something with Energy Ball. I mean, Shaman is pretty strong, so let's hope so. I was debating whether or not I keep the leftovers on Shaman, but at this stage I don't think the additional tankiness will greatly benefit me if I only have those 4 here. I need something to fire off some strong moves. I think that's more important right now. Speaking of big moves, I realized something. Do you realize something, guys? Do you guys realize something? Correct, Scorpion is poisoned. And it never even once occurred to me, even though it makes perfect sense. Once Toxic Orb triggers the poison on Scorpion, it does not no longer need to carry the Toxic Orb, guys. So I did switch out the item, and I gave it the Flying Gem, because as it turns out, Scorpion can also learn Acrobatics. So we have the full power Flying Gem Acrobatics here. That should be a guaranteed kill, like on most Pokemon. And on top of that, once the Flying Gem, of course, is completely gone, Acrobatic is permanently boosted. Also, I gave Scorpion Earthquake here, because Shiny is flying and the other 2 can use Protect, so I have some very big firepower now with Scorpion. Scorpion is supposedly my joker here. If Scorpion dies now, then everything's over. Scorpion is the heir to Shendel and Palkia in that regard. And also a little bit of Megalodonna, so yeah, I'm placing very high hopes on Scorpion here as the main damage dealer. But yeah, of course, because Scorpion is still poisoned, Poison Heal also still works, so it basically got 2 items in 1 right now, which is super nice. I think that makes me also really see the overall advantage of Poison Heal at this stage, because not only can it not get any other status, but you can also when you are doing the story not in a competitive environment, but when you're doing the story playing the game single player, then of course you can switch items like I am doing right now. That's something that never really occurred because mostly I think from the competitive side of things, so and you cannot change item mid-fight or so yeah. That's the strategy right now. I hope that's enough to show Alder who is the true champion here. There's no point in delaying it anymore. We need to do it with four Pokemon. Another good thing I should mention, I already did mention that last time though, but another good thing I want to mention again, Alder mostly has pretty mediocre Pokemon. He has Excelgray, Escavalier, Buffaland, Druddigon, Vanillux, and the only special Pokemon he has is Volcarona. Volcarona, like whoever replaces Volcarona might be very dangerous. The other ones I could imagine I could handle, but Volcarona in particular is something to look out for. Of course, the other ones could also be very dangerous. Like, one thing that's really my bane here are Ice-type Pokemon, because then only Lion and Shiny can do something, really. Because Scorpion dies when he sees an Ice-type Pokemon, and Explorer Sky also doesn't take that lightly. I mean, Explorer Sky could do some stuff, but yeah, let's just hope we don't encounter Ice Pokemon. In any case, guys, I hope you are ready, because I am not. Finale time, let's go. It's also, by the way, nice that they were able to rebuild the Pokemon League that fast. I'm grateful for what you did about N. You actually killed him. That's actually super, super nice. But you know what? Now you know my secret. Now I need to kill you. He was so much thinking and he didn't realize anything that like people and Pokemon could live together. Actually, do you remember when I said I had Bug-type Pokemon? Well, I actually did change my view about Bug-type Pokemon. I no longer have Bug-type Pokemon. I have actual, real, strong Pokemon. Isn't that nice? Haha. Who's the strongest trainer in the Unova region? I'll show you now. Okay. Max, he's called Max. Are you kidding me? Okay, I cannot stage this. What is this group? Artist. Artist Max, okay. Like, who's the true Max here? Vileplume and Fiona. Fiona is already an opening, I'd say. Okay. Of course, I need to discern his strategy and everything. Vileplume, though, looks pretty nice. As if it's not too dangerous, but we will find out in about a second, I think. You're gonna race to the light screen. Double team. Are you doing this again? Okay. Maybe he uses all these strategies of the previous ones combined. Of course, we instantly miss. Perfect. That's how I like my opening. Toxic. Okay, are you trying to stall me now? Like, if that's your strategy, I take that. Okay, we try to focus down. Let's Thunder Wave Vileplume. Vileplume used to protect. Okay, you're trying to stall, I see. And you dive, okay? I could switch in Shaman. I could switch in Shaman, but I do not want to use up the Grass Gem right now. I want to Leech Seed, if anything. Dive is also physical, so keep that in mind. Like, if his strategy is just, like, poisoning my entire team and waiting until I'm dead, I can counteract that with items. That's my advantage. Like I'm doing right now, because I don't want for Shiny to be poisoned anymore. Dive. Okay, that should be easy. Solar Beam, okay. That could very well work in my favor. I think I like this, actually. Doesn't affect out because you're... yeah, it doesn't work on... I wasn't sure if that's already the case in this gen, but it is. Okay, we cannot hit anything. That's a major disadvantage we have right now. Let's try to Leech Seed Fiona then. Okay, we hit. Nice, that's good. Yeah, because you do that now. Perfect. That raises the question whether or not I need to be afraid of Fiona. We get the instant paralyzation here, very nice. I'm gonna switch you out again to cripple Fiona even more. I'm gonna take care of Vileplume, I think. I mean, I've already seen... What is this, Blizzard? Okay, that's much more serious. Okay. That was certainly not Vileplume. Okay, Vileplume is absolutely paralyzed. Nice. What have I done? Never mind. Yeah, okay. We should try to focus down Fiona, I think. Yeah, because Blizzard is not healthy for my team. Yeah, as you can see. Okay, but we Thunder Waved it, that's pretty nice. Solar Beam, yeah, you waste your turns using Solar Beam, sure. Maybe you are paralyzed now, that would be absolutely great right now. Oh no, you try to use Thunderbolt still. You're a healing lion, yeah. Okay, need to be super careful here. Okay, Fiona might be out of commission. Nice, okay. It's a little bit sad that my Leech Seed is gone though. Do you actually have Bufferland? That's illegal. Hey, that's not what you're supposed to have. Okay, my leech screen, yeah, my light screen is gone. We switch on Scorpion now. Thunderwave Bufferland, yeah. Okay, nice. Worked out. Mega Horn. Shiny. Shiny, 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 shiny. Okay. This is horrifying now. There go my screens as well. Oh god. What did Vileplume do? Did it already charge? Take care of Bufferland immediately. Is that what I want to spend my boosted acrobatics flying gem on? I think it might be. Let's do it. Dude, you need to heal yourself. Okay, acrobatics, boost, and like double and everything. Let's go. Bufferland survives that easily. Oh, of course. Baldos. Okay, that was far less damage than I anticipated. Let's Let's try to Brick Break you now. You really don't like that, you really don't like that Solar Beam coming up here. Buffalant down? No, absolutely not, but it's paralyzed. Oh, but it gets sealed now. Solar Beam on Shaman is fine. Is Vileplume too scary for me? Let's go for an Earthquake. Full restore, of course you do that. I think I just worsened my situation. No, never mind, okay. How do I need to do this? I need to use Max Potion on Explorer of Sky to switch in Lion, right? I think that's how it works. Okay, nice. Mega Horn, yeah, of course you're doing that. Like, if one of those is a critical, I'm so done for. Acrobatic, maybe I think Brick Break is actually stronger. Actually, no, never mind, it's never stronger. Acrobatics is gonna be stronger. You keep yourself topped off, like anything else isn't like really worth it. Baldos again, sure. Solar Beam again. Protect. I hope he's targeting... Vileplume's targeting... Nice, okay. Buffalant down. Why do you have an actual Buffalant? That's not okay. Vileplume is paralyzed, never mind. Oh. Okay, Mandibuzz, 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 Mandibuzz is fine. Okay, it's 4 versus 3. Oh god, what is this fight? You can spend your turn to heal Lion. Thunderbolt, Mandibuzz. I think Mandibuzz is like stronger physical wise. Vileplume Protect, nice. Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse should be fine. Looks pretty good actually. Looks super good. It was like the critical hit of justice here. Nice. Okay, 3 versus 3 now. Entei. Ha! Okay. Entei. Entei. What does Entei do? Entei at least is not the best legendary Pokemon that exists. What can Entei do? Entei is mostly physical. Thunder Wave Entei. And he uses Calm Mind. This is bad. Facade? You have Facade? Okay. Okay, Poison is doing a great job though. I need to use Earthquake. Protect yourself. Okay. Dude, if that anti can escalate it, it's over. Yeah, Calm Mind, second Calm Mind. Electrode. Now suddenly boom, everyone dead. That would be an amazing finish. Earthquake. 150 because of step. Gets divided by 2, so 700... and so 75. Doubled by super effectiveness. So we are at 150. Acrobatics has 110. Boosted by step is like a lot. It's more, right? It is more. I could also just switch in Shaman. And hope that Shaman tanks the hit. Acrobatics ante, does it kill it? I'm gonna try this. Can also go for the double. Wait a second, that's the idea. Wait a second, did I input? I need to make sure that everything goes according to plan. You and Crunch ante. Ante use Protect, no. Svega, no dude. But you have enough firepower now to kill Ante, right? I cannot use Protect because it might hit itself. Lion might hit itself. I'm gonna place my bets on Lion now. Full restore Lion so that the confusion is gone. And Crunch boosted with Dark Gem on Entei. With +2 on attack. Come on, that's gonna be enough. Svega again. Okay. You're actually helping me right now a little bit, I like that. Crunch, come on Lion. Come on Lion. Show that Entei is not a lion. Actually it is a lion. Entei down, okay. I think we got this. Woo! Woo, guys. Is that how it ends? Is that how it ends, guys? I think we've got this. Come on, go through the confusion, do not care, Scorpion. Yes, we got it. Electrode. Even if Electrode would have been able to boom, then like Shaman would have been in reserve. Wow, dudes. Oh. Pfft, okay. He did take Shime Show, but dude. Whew. Like I said, Alder has mediocre Pokemon. Alder has mediocre Pokemon, that's particularly what saved me here. Buffaland was the biggest hurdle here. Buffaland was the biggest and critical hurdle here. Whoa, I think the entire thing with the gems and everything was absolutely worth it. Like, gems are so OP, guys. Like, just give your Pokemon the Chaos Emeralds, go super and finish it. Classic Supersonic finale. Let's go. Oh, it's done, guys. We did it. Well done. You certainly are an unmatched talent. I didn't doubt you for a second. Ha ha ha. But I did take your shame show at least. This room is the Hall of Fame. You don't belong here, go back. Hey, it exists to commemorate the trainers and Pokemon who have demonstrated their stellar strength and kindness of heart. So in other words, I do not belong here, actually. Well, no, Max. You actually have the same name as me, so it will forever be my name that is in here. Ha 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 ha. Aren't I just narcissistic? I am, right? The account of your journey and everything that has happened will be recorded here. Oh my goodness, all the dead Pokemon that you have collected. Oh my goodness, they will all be here, in this machine. They will live on in a virtual reality, for all eternity. Like, that's the thing now. Guys, we did it. I'm actually not sure how this looks anymore. Oh, we get this now. I think I need to do this to see my Pokemon. Yeah, shiny, Hall of Fame. I like how like every type is represented here, like with a nice like background. Shaman, Explorer of Sky. Scorpion, one of the survivors. Chandel, who died 3 times or so. And Backrooms, who died to the worst critical hit imaginable. Nice, here. League Champion, congratulations, we did it, guys. Oh god. It's over. Interestingly, we have a black background here. Maybe that's right in Pokemon Black. Once again, one of those things. Look at my Pokemon here, yeah. That's Luxray, guys. Do we change that or does it circle through? Yeah, Luxray. And Chime Show, nice. Oh, guys. Guys. I want to wait until the credits, until I make a recap on everything here. But yeah, I think we got the point. I like the sparkle effect. Cool. We do not get credits. Do we not get credits? Seriously? We do get credits, right? Like second time credits? Right? I saved the game, yeah? Yeah, we get the credits again, cool. Pokemon White, isn't that amazing? Ah, we did it, guys. This challenge was a success. Oh boy, that was quite the finale, I must say. That was really quite the finale. Like using Palkia and then Chandel and then like this finale with 4 Pokemon against Alder. That was actually pretty good. The Elite Four, like the second Pokemon League, did not disappoint. Absolutely not. What also did not disappoint, and I did already mention that the first time we had the credits, I think, was the randomizer itself. The randomizer, I need to stress it again, is absolutely great. Like really does a lot of things that I like never like really experienced before. Like the entire thing that you can enable double battles for every battle, or that you can give trainers more sophisticated movesets based on like how important they are. And also how all of that with the like similar strength worked out, like the refinery with the like similar strength, and like all of that wasn't like there when I like already did like some Randomizer Nuzlocke in my free time, or like even on this channel. Like, this was the first time I used like this newly more upgraded version of the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I think it's called. Like it's called VX Upgraded Pokemon Randomizer or so. A link to that randomizer you can find in the video description, as well as like other links. You can also find a link there to the rules of this challenge, by the way. I think I never mentioned that, but you can find that as well in the video description. But most importantly, the randomizer. The randomizer is an absolutely great piece of software. And I really had my fill here. That was really great. We did encounter a lot of cool Pokemon, we did encounter a lot of cool situations, a lot of cool battles we fought. And yeah, overall I'm very happy with this Randomizer Nuzlocke here. It was really like how a Randomizer Nuzlocke is supposed to be, in my opinion. It really like how to put it? It really made me like think. It really made me think about like what to use in battle. It really made me think what would be a good move in like particular situations. That's stuff I like. That's stuff I really want to have in my challenge runs and stuff. Of course, a lot of Pokemon died. We will take a look at those Pokemon again to pay our last respects for them. Because man, did we burn through a lot of Pokemon. I think, I don't know, like we got a full box plus the ones that died now. Like we did burn through a lot. We did burn through a lot of Pokemon. Another thing I want to mention are the rules. I'm also happy with the rules that I came up with here. Like I think those randomizer rules I'm using here right now. I mean, they are pretty standard, but I'm very happy with that. One thing I might want to change for following Randomizer Nuzlocke, so Nuzlocks in general, is giving myself an item limit per fight, maybe, per battle. I think that's also a very common thing, because, like, especially towards the end here, you can really see, like, how, like, item usage, like, affects stuff. I think that's not as noticeable in double battles as it is in singles, because double battles are generally much more scary. If only because two Pokemon can target one Pokemon on your side and, like, focus it down in a sense, but because of that, I think the item usage was not like as like OP as you would like encounter it in a single setting. Because there you could just create a situation where like your Pokemon is strong against the Pokemon that is the opponent has, and then like heal all your team or so with unlimited items. But that's something I need to figure out when I do another Nuzlocke. For now, let's take a look at where we are right now. We are back home, of course. We do not want to activate the Seeker, otherwise the entire game goes poof. That's not what we need. We still have summer, guys. We're back home. That's where all of it started. Our V is still standing. It's a V console. It has a V remote. Isn't that amazing? And yeah, besides the like challenge aspect and everything, I just had like in general a lot of fun with this. Like it was some great fun, like voicing out the characters, like going totally over the top with my like presentation of characters and stuff. Like there was a lot of good jokes in here as well, I think. Like I was pretty happy with what I created here. I think I was fairly entertaining. Dude, I want to use Super Repel, my last Super Repel for this. But yeah, it was pretty great. It was a nice project, I must say. I'm very proud of it. And yeah, of course, another thing I'm proud of is with the like feedback, the resonance this entire playthrough created. I did notice, like in general, this series has performed pretty well. Like it has gotten a lot of likes, a lot of views, and everything. That's something I highly appreciate. Like everyone that like has supported all of this, or like of course supports me in general. But I did notice that we do get some stuff here. We do get some new wallpapers or so. Yeah, nice wallpapers. I like it. But yeah, the resonance for this project was pretty good. And that's something I very appreciate, guys. Thank you very much for that. Also, a lot of subscribers I got from this, a lot of new people. So glad I was able to entertain you so much that you did consider subscribing to the channel here. Okay, first one to fall was Palkia, actually. So let's do this in order. Chandel once again. And last but not least, we have Shiny, the last Pokemon that did fall here. Oh boy, guys. Look at this massacre here. We got Grave and Graver. Like a total of 30, 36, 37, 39 Pokemon, because you need to count Chandel twice. 39 Pokemon died. 39 Pokemon died throughout this entire project. Amazing. And I'm still surprised we still have so many left, actually. Interesting. But here, let's go through what we have here. First of all, the ones that are still alive. So, in the team, we got Lion the Luxray was pretty awesome towards the end. Like, Intimidate is just too good to... Like, if like one Pokemon is intimidated, it immediately becomes amazing in doubles. So Luxray really... Luxray did actually deliver pretty well in that regard. Shaman, Explorer of Sky. was fairly consistent. We didn't even use the Quest Gem, I'm just noticing. But it did not learn many moves. It couldn't really learn many moves. It couldn't even change to its Sky form, but it was like a very good constant to the team, I think. Like it did deliver it did deliver like great for the party, always. Like was able to tank some hits, was able to dish out some damage when it needed to. So yeah, very nice. Shaman was pretty good. And then we have Scorpion, a little bit of a surprise encounter, because I did get Scorpion the Glyce score from one of the Damanitan statues, and yeah, it did prove itself in the end. It is of course pretty tanky, and that's something you can never have enough of in double settings. Tankiness is something not to be underestimated in doubles. And yeah, as such, it did fill a big hole in my party at a time when I needed some defense, and in the end was actually the star of the champion fight. So very nice, well deserved, Scorpion. Then we have Ducky Duck, the... Actually, let's do the summary. Then we have Ducky Duck, the... Let's do it like this, right? Ducky Duck, the... not Psyduck, Golduck. Ducky Duck, the Golduck. Did also do some good stuff. I think I would have used it more, but it came fairly late, so it didn't have much time to shine. It had some good moves that helped me. Water type was pretty beneficial. Water types in general were something I lacked throughout this, or burnt, or like I killed all of my water type Pokemon, I should rather say. So, like water type Pokemon were always pretty nice. Then we have Big Brother, a Pokemon we have never used. I think we got this one fairly early on from one of the fossils, I think. I think it was right after the Nacrene gym, so it might actually be one of our oldest still alive Pokemon, so yeah. But it's, what is it, what kind of Watchog? It's a Watchog, it's a Watchog. So yeah, doesn't have much going for it. But Big Brother, guys. Then we have Cloud, the Swablu, yeah. That's a Pokemon I would have used more probably, but I had Garchomp for majority, and I didn't want to have another 4x Ice weakness for the team, so that was basically Cloud's gatekeeper, like Megalodonna. But otherwise I would have used it as well. I think we got that one from Relic Palace. Relic Castle, actually. Relic Castle, yeah. Then we have Kinos. Yeah, Kinos is also not really that much impressive. And that fell on us on the Driftveil drawbridge, I recall that, yeah. It fell out of the sky. But yeah, Kinos also not like the most amazing Pokemon, so I never used it. But yeah, Kinos, guys. Oh yeah, Nonya. Nonya, of course, particular interesting spot here. We got that one from Chargestone Cave, the Pokemon I was never able to evolve and will never be able to evolve. That's of course the absolute worst kind of Pokemon you can get in like a Nuzlocke. But yeah, of course, if I would have been able to evolve it, I would have evolved it, but yeah, not like this. Then we have Flytrap, one of the first Pokemon we encountered on Water, I think. Striaton City, yeah. I think that's a Pokemon I could have used more, perhaps. Levitate is of course great. Otherwise, it's Carnivine, and yeah, like we got a lot of mediocre Pokemon. Let's just say it that way. Then we have the Cry, the Pokemon that hatched from the egg we got from Route 18. I think Treasure Hunter, yeah. I think that's Route 18. Cool Cry, but yeah, you better stay on the box, I guess. Dragonfly would have been awesome, but also held back by Ice Weakness. Ice Weakness in general was something that plagued me throughout the entire playthrough, but wasn't really abused by the opponents though. It was there, but it wasn't really much used by opponents, which is good, because otherwise things might have turned out to be much more fatal than I'd like it. But Dragonfly would have been awesome. Then we have Servit, Stantler the Servit, also one of those surfing Pokemon we got, I think. Yeah, it did not have Intimidate, and as such I didn't use it. Gears is held back by its move pool. Gears does not have any moves it can learn, kind of. It has Gear Grind, it has like that one move that boosts attack and speed and stuff. and is generally pretty good, but not on a Pokemon that can really use moves. It is a Steel-type Pokemon, so it could have fit into the team at certain parts, but I never used it. And then we have Line, a fairly late addition to the team, Andela Bay, not to the team, but to the like reserve here. Also pretty standard Pokemon, pretty standard Pokemon you can catch at the beginning of every gen, like on Gen 3 in particular. As such, not used, yeah. Line, though. Line is pretty cool. Then we have Doggo, a Pokemon I could have used, didn't use it because it had a modest nature, but otherwise not much going against it. Once again, from the Diamantian set, was fairly late, so not much screen time, but yeah, applause to Doggo. Jason I used for a handful of battles, so it did feel the hole in the party when like Fortress died or so, like some other tanky Pokemon. Was pretty competent, but in the end didn't want to use it because it's too slow and like water fighting does have too many weaknesses, so yeah, you did serve your purpose. Thank you for that, Jason. Schmetter, another one of those late Pokemon. It's a butterfree, what else to say about it? Uragelli is a Pokemon once again obtained from the Diamantian set use, but I never used it because it was too frail. That's basically like Alakazam's shtick, it's a glass cannon. And glass cannons do not like perform like super well in double settings, at least not in the kind of double settings I did want to create, so to speak, with the more tankier setups and stuff. But otherwise I would have seen using it. Anger, also late one, but once again, fighting type, didn't really need a fighting type that much, so didn't use it. But hey, applause to Anger. Don't be angry. Then we have Zebra, with the absolute amazing name. Didn't use it because it was level 70, and like electric type Pokemon like itself isn't like super great. Like there are other types you would like more, I think. And in the end I had Luxray then with Intimidate, so Zebra didn't get a chance to shine, but it was the Volcarona encounter in the Relic Castle. Fazan we got from some kind of fossil, I think. Could have had some uses with Megalodonna, because it was immune against Earthquake, but never came to be. Fart is something we use for like 2 battles or so. Also a super old Pokemon, also obtained from a fossil fairly early on. It's also a Pokemon I could have used more, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't have like much going for it again. Like we have a lot of Pokemon that do not have much going for them. Like the type could have fit into the team at certain points or so, but nah, I had better options. Bellow we obtained as one of the last Pokemon. Nothing to say about it actually. Topping as well, Topping also one of the late Pokemon, once again pretty standard early adventure stuff, but we don't need that. Loser is like in the same boat as Bellow, way too late for us to use, and yeah. A Fire-type Pokemon maybe might have been cool, but Shendel was able to fill out that gap throughout the entire adventure pretty much. And then we have Pika Plus, Pika Plus, who is basically our glorified HM slave. Was able to do participate in some fights, has some good special attack, yeah, but once again too frail for double settings, I would say. But it did get some spotlight and it did survive, that's important. And that's all the Pokemon that survived, guys. So applause to the survivors here. You did not die, you did great not dying, or you were just too bad for me to kill you. But yeah, now the emotional part here. Let's take a look at the grave. All the Pokemon that died throughout this adventure, all the Pokemon that got used heavily, all the Pokemon that we carry in our hearts, I think. Let's take a look. First of all, we got Petred. I think Petred, obviously the first Pokemon who died, must have died during... Was it the first gym or was it the second? Must have been the first gym because I did misclick or so. They accidentally switched it in, right? I think that's what happened. Like, there are a lot of stupid deaths here as well. It's Watcha. Then we have Thorns. Thorns is our starters. Thorns died in the second gym, I recall correctly, if I recall correctly. Once again, because of a misclick, because I what did I do? I did like heal someone else, or I either did heal someone else or I did switch it in, which I didn't want. And I killed it. If I wonder if Thorns would have survived. I think some parts would have gone much, much differently, because Grass Steel is very tanky type, and Ferroseed and later on Ferrothorn are fairly tanky as well, so I could have seen myself using that more, but didn't happen. Oh, then we have Badass. Yeah, oh god, do you recall Badass? That would have been the original Intimidate user. Right? You did have Intimidate, right? Yeah, you did have Intimidate, the original Intimidate user. Oh, where did you die? Where did you die? Was it also second gym? Like, second gym, like, I think after second gym, like, close after the second gym or so. Okay, that was the Pokemon we caught after our starter, if I recall correctly. Did also do a great job, was, like, very, very important for carrying us through the early game. Early game also, like, if I recall the early game was super, super hard. And do not talk about the, like, first attempt. Like, early game was actually super, super hard. That's how Pokemon Black and White actually are. You don't have much opportunities to catch Pokemon, and you are thrown into, like, critical battle after critical battle, pretty much. But yeah, Staravia was a big reason we survived that, I would say. So, honors to Badass here. Fake base we got outside Pinwheel Forest. It was good, but I think it died to some weird stuff again. I do not recall when those guys, many of those guys died, actually. There actually has been so much time between, like, this episode and when I started this, when it was, like, when they died. So, yeah, but fake base was nice. Oh, Beauty. Beauty is, of course, a very interesting case. Beauty is the Pokemon that was Victini, because I had to get a Pokemon so that we could fight Archie. Is he called Archie? Not Archie. What is he called? Archie. I think he's called Archie, right? Archie. I think he's called the third gym leader. But yeah, that's Victini. Did carry us through Archie, and it didn't live much longer, if I recall correctly. I think died soon afterwards because of a critical hit again. I'm not sure. Like, sometimes I'm not sure, but like, if once again a Pokemon I also did consider reviving, because Milotic is just pretty great, very tanky, very good pick for a double setting. Did it also have you also did have Marble Scale, so that would have been nice as well. But yeah, died too soon. Oh yeah, Manta. Manta's also an interesting case, also a very important part for like surviving the early game, I think. Was the Primaire special wall back in the day. It's the Pokemon we obtained from the monkey you normally get from the Dream Yard, on the Dream Yard. Problem would have been definitely later. I would have ditched it because I wouldn't be able to evolve it. I need Remoraid to evolve it, and we never got a Remoraid, so yeah, that's something that was not possible. Still didn't deserve to die though, so yeah, respects to Manta. I think it also even survived like some electric type moves, which is legendary, being water flying type. So that's also something to appreciate it for. Royalty died shortly before it could evolve. Royalty did survive. Up until what point did Royalty survive? I think it still participated in the 4th gym. I think even in the 5th gym. I think there was actually a big gap between like the 3rd gym and the 6th gym where Pokemon didn't die. You died in the tower, right? I think you died in the tower. What is it called? Spiral Tower now. Celestial Tower. I think you died in Celestial Tower. And I think then as well Shendel died as well. I think Royalty and Shendel both died. And then Shendel got revived later. I think I recall that. I was wondering like how to get a Dust Storm for Shendel. I was happy to see that Royalty soon evolves. And I think Shendel also was close to evolving to the 2nd stage. Lampent. Don't recall that, but royalty was also nice. Problem would have been later, it can only really learn grass type moves. I think I already talked about that, but yeah, those grass type moves, it's similar to Shaman in that regard. Like, Shaman is the new royalty in a sense. Like the royalty for the late game. Then we have Abdomen. Abdomen was also a very tanky Pokemon, did serve great purposes as well. Like, all the tanky Pokemon were pretty awesome in this. Like, I keep mentioning that, but double setting makes it so that like having tanky Pokemon is very crucial. Like, a Pokemon that can like survive 2 attacks or so, or like at least can tank like a switch in or so, is very, very crucial to surviving like double battles, I think. But yeah, Abdomen was also nice. Then we have XX.exe. That's the original Megalodonna. Amazing name, by the way. XX.exe. That was the original Megalodonna. Also died close before it could evolve to its second stage. Where did you die again? Was that like Chargestone Cave? I think that's a bit too late, but yeah, close. And then I switched in Megalodonna, and then Megalodonna came along, I think. Okay, then we have Beam. Beam was also, I think Beam and XX died in the same battle, right? I think. And Beam was also pretty cool. It was like a user of Flame Orb to use Guts and stuff, right? Yeah. We did already have Rock Slide by that point, I think. I think if I had it a little bit longer, that would also have been nice, because Conkeldurr later becomes also fairly tanky, I think. Thinking of Conkeldurr, we never got, you know, like an Assault Vest. Because an Assault Vest is something we never got. That would have been an amazing item. Like, Assault Vest is super strong, especially in a like story setting, and like of course also competitive as well. But the drawbacks are far less in like story here. So Assault Vest would have been nice, and yeah, would have been very nice for Scorpion, for example. Huh. But yeah, never got it. And Beam was also nice. And then we got the amazing Pedo. Let's not talk too much about it, because I'm feeling weird around it. Did also participate in a handful of battles, but also died pretty soon, I think. Let's get out of here before the sexual harassment panda comes. Then we have Kick. Yeah, Kick was also nice. It did not kill itself with High Jump Kick. I'm fairly certain of that, but it died because of something else. But I cannot recall that anymore. Was the Pokemon we got in Lost Dawn Forest, so... Not sure to what it died. I think it died on Route 18, right? Route 18 seems okay. Then we have Otto. Otto we got in Twist Mountain, and it also wasn't like long in the party. Also died to a critical hit. I think so many Pokemon died to critical hits, guys. That's not even okay. Once again, pretty close before evolving. 34, I think 36 is evolution or so. But yeah, Otto, nice. Oh, Sabotembo, also a big Pokemon throughout this entire playthrough. Also died to a critical, I think. It actually does have some more going for it other than Grass type move. It doesn't even have Grass type moves. But I think at some point I would also have switched it for something better I've got, because like it falls behind attack-wise. But yeah, Sabotembo was also nice. Also the mistype here with Sabotembo, it is supposed to be called Sabotender. But yeah. Hornbug, another one of those Guts users I recall, yeah. Was also pretty nice. But was also killed by a critical hit, I think. like I think that's like pretty common for the following Pokemon here. But it was able to dish out some really great damage. Brick Break was your primary move, I recall. Endure was actually pretty nice. That was our first means of like surviving a turn, other than Protect later on. Because I didn't pick up Protect until much later, even though I could have gotten it super early. But yeah, didn't know that. Then we have Useless Not, which actually was not useless. I think you were the first screen set, I think. I think, yeah. But also critical hit, I guess. Like I think all the Screensetters died to critical hits, I think without exception. And Jin was also pretty cool, also was like a fairly tanky Pokemon, of course. You got it as the Verizon encounter. I think you died on the... you didn't die on the victory route, was it? I think that was the other one. That was Cobalion, right? But Jin was also cool. I think Jin was... yeah, Jin did occupy basically Channel's spot because Jin was like a ghost type that could also use Will-O-Wisp and could then dish out good damage with Hex and stuff, yeah. Yeah, okay. Then we have Meteoctus. I recall Meteoctus. Was part of a strategy where I used Water Absorb and Surf in the party. Surf is something I never could really use much because Surf does hit your own partner in doubles, so that's something I would rather not use. But that also fairly limited my access to Water-type moves. Waterfall was the strongest Water-type move I had like general access to, I think, and that's something not every Pokemon can use because you want... most Pokemon, like Water-type Pokemon that I had, wanted to have special-type moves. And Waterfall is physical, so that didn't work out. I never get Scald. Scald must be like hidden here somewhere, like maybe one of the TMs you can get from the subway station or so. But yeah, Meteoctus was cool as long as it lasted. It was more tanky than I anticipated, but yeah, cool. Then we have Hydra. Hydra was amazing. I think Hydra did occupy Megalodonna's spot while Megalodonna was unable to evolve or so still, because we are too low of a level or so. Would have formed a nice team with Megalodonna, so with Levitate and Earthquake again. Was pretty cool, was a choice. Yeah, you were a choice. No, choice spec cannot be, right? Did you have choice specs? I think you had choice specs, right? Either choice specs or Life Orb. But I think also got claimed by a critical hit again. Oh man. Happy Hippo. Happy Hippo was also a great asset. Happy Hippo was actually the only Pokemon that enabled me to use like weather for my team. For a little bit of an extended period. Sandstorm, not the best weather. I never got a Rock-type Pokemon either. Do I really have no Rock-type Pokemon at all? Yeah, I had Fortress. I think Fortress actually abused that. So in that regard, Happy Hippo was pretty nice. Was also nice with the ship damage and like not taking damage from like other enemies, sandstorms and stuff. Also tanky again. Like obviously the tankiness, right? But yeah, was also pretty nice. Then we have Fortress. Fortress was in an interesting spot. Was actually an attacker that didn't deal much damage but could survive and like slowly but surely ship down enemies. Was an interesting strategy, I must say. Was also one of the few Pokemon that could learn like all this stuff like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower in one like Pokemon base, pretty much. Like stuff like that Gengar normally can learn, for example, or what the heck do I know? Porygon Z, for example, or Gardevoir. But yeah, as such, occupied an interesting spot in the party. Fortress was nice. Fortress is the Fortress. No, Bastiodon, it's actually called. Fortress is... what is Fortress? Fortress is the like, other one. Oh, yeah. Then we have Frog. Frog did not have Drizzle. Drizzle would have been like something really nice again. I think at some point we also had someone who had Swift Swim, right? I might make that up. Never mind. Frog was also interesting. Was a mixed attacker with physicals and specials, right? Was actually one of the few Pokemon that could use Waterfall. I think you also came with us to the first time we did beat the Pokemon League, right? And then we have Devil, which was Zekrom. Devil died to me jumping into the post-game unprepared. I did press buttons. Whoops. I would like to have seen more of Devil. It did have its origin form for a small period of time. So that's something. We at least got that one. But yeah, otherwise I think Devil might have been cooler, but got also claimed by stuff that should not have happened. Next time I inform myself before I take a post-game. Jelly, I think another victim of that, of the early post-game curse. Otherwise Jelly was choice user, right? Choice. specs user, right? If I recall correctly. Was able to do some good damage with Energy Ball mostly, I think, of all things. Do not recall much about Jelly actually. But Jelly did serve its purpose, I think. Oh, Taimajin. Taimajin was one of the biggest losses, I think. Was also an amazing find before we did tackle the leak for the first time. But yeah, Taimajin, once again, screen setter that dies to critical hits, right? My primary screen setter for the Pokemon League was a huge asset for the first Pokemon League. Without it, we would not have come that far, I think. So yeah, applause to Taimajin, one of the biggest Pokemon, I would say. Then we have Hula Lula 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 La. Also cool, I think. Once again, screen setter died to critical. Yeah, not much else to say about it. Hula La did only appear in a couple of battles, I think. Paleo. Paleo was super interesting. I think Paleo carried the Bryson gym. Is that the 7th? I think it was the 7th gym. I think Paleo... No, Paleo carried Skylar, right? Paleo carried Skylar as a Kabuto with Eviolite, which I never expected. That was actually pretty legendary of Paleo. Eventually I evolved it, which was also cool. But yeah, I recall. Paleo was the MVP during a time when we only had unevolved Pokemon. I recall that. Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing, guys. Was actually pretty legendary, and later on died because I did mistake that Rotom is not electric type or so, does not have access to electric type moves, and then died to stupidity. I think that goes for a lot of Pokemon actually, which is sad. But yeah, Paleo was pretty cool. Then we have Wesley Snip, one of the Pokemon we obtained from a fossil, and couldn't evolve until the postgame actually, because I did try that and it didn't do. It was also nice. I think Defiant could have worked more, but we actually did not encounter many Intimidate Pokemon ourselves. We had an Intimidate Pokemon, but otherwise Intimidate was pretty rare. So Defiant wasn't really able to be procced all that much. I think we procced it once and not again. It wasn't even because of Intimidate, because of a different stat lowering or so. But yeah, Wesley Snip was also cool. Then we have Baku, the next screen setter that did bite the dust. All the screen setters died. Shimeshow in the end as well. Amazing. Do I even have any screen setters left? I think I would be able to rally one. But yeah, Baku had a little bit of an on and off thing going on for the party. It was in the party once, then I took it out, and then I took it in again. So I did back out and forth here. I broke in the microphone a little bit, sorry. Then we have Mold. Mold was also in an interesting spot, wasn't able to deal much damage, but was basically the polar episode of Bastiodon in a sense that it didn't deal damage as a support, but actually was using support moves. I was never able to use Encore, but yeah, what did it die to a Sky Attack or so, and because I was in a tough spot and I had to make a sacrifice. Okay. And that's actually the first box. That is the last Pokemon that filled the first box. Wow. Okay, then we have those guys here. The next screen set I'm already seeing. We have Wigglytuff in the balloon. Wigglytuff, another screen setter that also did bite the dust to a critical. I think it was the critical from Mamoswine or so. Blizzard critical, I think. Was stupid in any case. And then we have the heavy loss of Megalodon. Megalodon was one of the biggest losses of the entire thing, because it was a Pokemon that was so reliable the entire time, and then died to one of these Stadions, which is something I should have never done. The Stadions were just a death trap. I can confirm that. But Megalodon was a very heavy loss, guys. Very heavy loss. My Choiceband user here. She was pretty good. She was pretty good. Also, small homage to the first randomizer, episode 0, if you recall that. You also had a Gibble there. Cool, then we have Ball. Ball died to stupidity because I didn't pay attention anymore. I wanted to switch it out anyways, so that was an undeserved death. Sorry, Ball. Deviant Art was once again victim to the screen setter curse. Died to Morimoto immediately. I did consider to change it to Gallade, but I did express my reasons. In the end, it became his proud Gadra. Could have made a difference if I did bring it instead of Shimeshow, but Shimeshow did actually manage to be pretty awesome in the league. So yeah, cannot really tell much about it, how things would have went with Gadra instead. But then we have Backrooms, the last kind of encounter we did catch, if you excluded the 2 fossils we did revive afterwards. But it was Kyurem here. Kyurem, the Palkia, the Backrooms. Was a very important Pokemon that helped me in the league. It actually didn't do too much, if I think about it. Didn't do too much, did help out with the first gym leader. Was a nice switch in the second, I think, and then otherwise stayed pretty passive most of the time. I think the most used move was Aura's actually. Like, I did not move Spatial Wind once, and Hydro Pump is also something I never used, I think. I think I used Hydro Pump once, but it missed or so. But yeah, Backrooms was generally pretty awesome for the time we spent with it, I think. And then we have the this is the absolute MVP of the playthrough, Shendel. Shendel is the longest running Pokemon in the entire team, and was able to hold on consistently, was able to be revived 2 times, because we found a Sacred Ash that one time and did get the chance to revive one after we did beat the game. Yeah, Shendel is absolute MVP. Being able to burn, being able to tank some stuff, being able to dish out great damage. There's a reason why Shendel is one of my favorite Pokemon, like overall. And yeah, Shendel did prove why that's the case. Shendel is just awesome. Like, Shendel is just such a reliable Pokemon, guys. Was just such a reliable Pokemon. Yeah, definitely one of the absolute MVPs of this playthrough. Shiny is like a hidden pick. I did not expect much from it, but it did actually deliver in the end. It was a very important screen setter for the second run through of the league, and died to the surprise Mega Horn I didn't expect from Buffaland. But Buffaland, of course, does have horns, but I didn't expect that. Yeah, and I think that's our last victim of this playthrough. Guys, that's all our Pokemon that died, all the Pokemon we have seen throughout this. I think that was a nice recap of everything that transpired through all of this. Of course, I would be interested, what were your favorite Pokemon? What were your favorite moments of this playthrough? Anything that comes to mind, feel free to tell me about that. I would be interested in that as well. But yeah, if I have to crown some absolute MVPs here, Shendel first place, Megalodon second. Actually, Staravia is something of an early game pick that was very important, so also some honors here. And yeah, we had many cool Pokemon, guys. We had many cool Pokemon. And Palio got one for tanking the 6th at the gym and stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff that happened here. Very cool stuff. And yeah, those are, of course, awesome as well. I think Luxray was a particular important Pokemon for the league because Intimidate. Shaman is a little bit more in the background, and Scorpion was the crucial part for beating Alder in the end. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. Yeah, that is it. That is it. I cannot talk anymore. I talk too much about the Pokemon and stuff. Let's switch to this year. Yeah, we finished the Nuzlocke. The Nuzlocke challenge is officially complete. We did beat it. We did successfully beat it. We did beat Ghetsis, we did beat N, we did beat Cynthia, we did beat Morimoto, we did beat Alder, and we did become the champion of the Unova region. We accomplished all the goals I wanted to accomplish. So yeah, guys, what's left to say? I really hope you enjoyed this entire project. That's all of me, Max to 3. See you in the next project, whatever that may be.